Hello everybody and welcome back as we start here with a very pensive looking Jeff the Ref, who has indeed given me the go-go to continue round 3 of the Dark Elf elimination prelim rounds. And this time we've got a doozy for you folks. We've got Malekith versus Crone Hellebron. Now, previous round I may have described Crone Hellebron as a spellcaster, and after an angry mob beat down the door and kicked the crap out of me for saying such a thing offhand while coming up with stuff to say during a video, she's not. She's a very, very good melee specialist. But Malekith's forces, as we can see him here in the middle, with his shiny golden mask, he is a very intimidating figure who loves horns of all types and shapes and sizes. His army consisting of a Dark Riders with shields, bleak swords, dread spears, more bleak swords, a sorceress of fire, another bleak swords, a black arc corsair, and another Dark Rider with shields and a cold one chariot, backed by a rather impressive feral manticore. Yes, very good. Malekith himself being considered a wizard, but also a bit of a handy fighter himself. Across from him is, as I mentioned, Crone Hellebron, who this time is bringing with her in her second round a Dark Riders without shields, a couple of units of Harpies, a Dark Shards, obviously the Crone herself. We've got some Black Arc Corsairs. She's brought her own spellcaster, I believe in the form of the Sorceress of Shadow. She's brought that tried and true reliable Bolt Thrower, another Dark Shards, a Bleak Swords, and another Dark Riders without shields. So I'm gonna lean toward the Crone winning this one. She's on horseback again for this. She looks very fancy. She loves her pink in her hair there. I'm sure it's supposed to be blood. But anyway, let's get this one going, shall we? At the Shrine of Cain, the favourite spot for Dark Elves to hang out. Crone Hellebron at the moment just keeping relatively static. It's been spells cast by both sides. A very nasty spell was cast against that Sorceress of Shadow. She lost a lot of hit points right there, but she has cast a spell on the Dread Spears, which is causing a fair chunk of damage. No shots from the Reaper Bolt Thrower. I don't know why, but Hellebron is moving the Bolt Thrower rather than letting it rain down some destruction. He's still got a lot of slow-moving infantry, but that gap is closing rapidly. I don't know what he's going to do. Oh, finally, we've got some shots. And it was over at the cavalry. It did very little damage in that first barrage. That is not good. The Reaper Bolt Thrower really has to start pulling its thumb out now because things are going to get a bit hairy. I'm not even sure what's going on with the Dark Shards. Malekith has thrown in some of his Dark Riders, I think just to draw fire. A large AoE effect has gone off here. I'm not quite sure what this represents, to be honest. I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me exactly what ability this is that's being cast. My experience of playing the Dark Elves is relatively short in Total War games. Oh, those Black Arc Corsairs wanted none of that as she just charges straight into them in this red haze of death and pain and misery. But there's Malekith. He just spins in there, gets a good whack on the horse. But yeah, the Crone is a tough fighter in and of itself. She's got a good chance of causing a lot of damage here. Just for the sake of identification purposes on the screen, any units with light purple banners are Malekith's, and dark purple banners are, I was going to say Marathi there, sorry, for Crone Hellebron's forces. As we can see, there's a bit of a mix. It looks like the Feral Manticore has, looks like they've managed to rout, if not completely destroy, the Bolt Thrower crew. Yeah, they're starting to flee now. The front line is being, well, I wouldn't say it's so much established, is it, at this point? We've got quite an interesting all-over-the-shop kind of front line here. A big chunk of Malekith's military went straight into a single unit and the Bolt Thrower, and yeah, definitely routed that. And we're going to see how the scrum is going on down here. We've got the Black Arc Corsairs who've been in a fight with some Harpies, and a majority of the Crone's military here. Here come the rest of her Harpies coming back in. Meanwhile, the fight between Malekith and Crone Hellebron has just been raging further back here now, as both sides continue to knock 10 bells out of each other. We've also got the enemy Sorceress of Shadow coming in. I'm not sure where Malekith's Sorceress is. She's either in the fight, I can't quite see if she's there, or whether she's long since died. There's a good chance that she has popped her clogs, so to speak. We've also got this Cold One Chariots unit that is, I mean, if nothing else, it's drawing fire, but whether that's actually going to do anything good or not. I know the Dark Elves buff has kicked off. It looks like Malekith's forces have killed enough enemy troops that they're getting their buff that makes them a bit more happy chappies to go around murdering and tearing until it's done. As the charge there from, I'm not quite sure who this, I'm assuming, is this Crone Hellebron? Yep, this is the Crone. She's charging in. She's out of control. She's on a rampage. I believe this might be because she recently defeated, yeah, it looks like, yeah, Malekith has had enough. He's off the field at the moment. He is leaving. We've got some Bleak Swords trying to charge in, but now it's Marafi's forces that are also receiving the same buff that all Dark Elf armies get. If they get enough kills on the field, they do get a nice stacking buff to their attack, and yeah, it causes a lot of casualties. I think this is a winner. Oh, and Malekith looks like he tripped and fell. Well, I think he's dead. Yep, there he is. Shiny lump of metal on the floor there. And it's looking like Crone Hellebron has won again. She was so close to hitting the deck. Oh, she had virtually no hit points, but she managed to stay upright there, and looks like she's run off pretty much all of his forces. I don't see anyone left here, so yeah, a rather decisive victory. In fact, she has a completely untouched Dark Shards unit, so that went well for her. And yeah, I don't really know what's going on. I'll have to get some feedback here from Jeff to see exactly what it is we're waiting for to get a confirmation. But because I'd say there was definitely a victory. There is a spell being cast down here. Is there? Oh, it's just brutal. There's just some Bleak Swords getting absolutely ripped apart there by a pendulous blade of magic, just cutting through and killing everybody in sight. It could be the fact that Jeff is still on the field, and Crone Hellebron may be actively aiming to kill poor Jeff the Ref. Obviously, if she did attempt any kind of violence against Jeff the Ref, they would feel the full power of his referee abilities and powers. And I don't know if we could show that on a family-friendly old world tournament video series here. I don't think that anyone wants to see that, quite that level of blood and violence, but I mean, it could be what they're angling for here. But yeah, we've had the confirmation. It's more than over. It's done. It's finished. And this battle is very much Crone Hellebron. So it's been called there, and we've seen enough. We've seen enough, everybody. So that's it. Congratulations, Crone Hellebron. You've gone through into the final round.